In the early 1900s, while much of America tried to keep black people in poverty, there was one community that defied the odds. A place so wealthy, so self-sufficient, and so powerful that it became known as Black Wall Street. But instead of celebrating its success, America tried to erase it. This is the truth they tried to hide: the rise and the destruction of one of the most prosperous black communities in U.S. history. The story begins in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the early 1900s. Segregation laws forced black people to live separately, but in Greenwood, a district north of Tulsa, something extraordinary happened. Black entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, and shop owners built a thriving community. Within just a few years, Greenwood was home to over 10,000 residents, with luxury shops, banks, hotels, and even its own newspapers. Here, black money stayed within the community, circulating up to 36 times before leaving Greenwood. Wealth wasn't just created, it was protected, nurtured, and multiplied. Against all odds, a black community built a financial powerhouse in a deeply racist America. By the 1920s, Greenwood was so successful that it became known nationwide as Black Wall Street. Imagine this: dozens of restaurants, a hospital, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, and even its own chartered planes. Many families lived better lives in Greenwood than some white Americans did just a few miles away. Black children walked to school dressed in fine clothes. Families owned grand homes. The community pulsed with music, ambition, and pride. Greenwood wasn't just rich, it was a symbol, proof that black excellence could thrive when given the chance. But success came with a dangerous price. Outside of Greenwood, jealousy and racism grew like fire waiting for a spark. Tulsa's white residents watched Black Wall Street prosper and feared what it represented: a direct challenge to the myth of white superiority. On May 31, 1921, a young black teenager named Dick Rowland was accused of assaulting a white woman in an elevator. There was no evidence. Many historians believe it was either an accident or completely fabricated. But the rumor was enough. Within hours, a white mob gathered outside the courthouse, demanding Rowland's lynching. Black residents of Greenwood, determined to protect him, arrived armed. The tension exploded into chaos, and the most devastating attack on black prosperity in American history was about to begin. For 2 days, Greenwood became a war zone. White mobs stormed the district, looting businesses, burning homes, and murdering residents. Eyewitnesses reported that even airplanes were used to drop explosives on the community, the first aerial bombing of U.S. citizens in history. By the time the smoke cleared, over 35 square blocks were reduced to ashes. More than 1,200 homes were destroyed. Hundreds of black residents were killed, though the exact number may never be known. Survivors were rounded up and forced into internment camps, while newspapers downplayed or erased the truth. The massacre was followed by silence. Insurance companies refused to pay damages. City leaders blocked rebuilding efforts. And for decades, schools, history books, and mainstream media erased Black Wall Street from America's memory. Generations grew up never hearing about Greenwood. Survivors were silenced, forced to live with trauma and loss, while America pretended it never happened. But here's what they don't tell you: Greenwood did not die in 1921. Despite the destruction, survivors rebuilt parts of the community. Businesses reopened. Families persisted. Though it was never the same, the spirit of Black Wall Street refused to be erased. Survivors like Olivia Hooker, who later became the first black woman to join the U.S. Coast Guard, carried Greenwood's story into the future. Their resilience is proof that even in the face of unimaginable loss, black communities rise. Today, Greenwood's story is finally being told. Museums, documentaries, and memorials are uncovering the truth. The legacy of Black Wall Street inspires new generations of entrepreneurs, activists, and leaders who see in Greenwood not just tragedy, but proof of what's possible. It stands as a warning of what hate can destroy, but also as a reminder of what unity, vision, and resilience can build. The truth about Black Wall Street is this: it wasn't just a story of destruction. It was, and still is, a story of black excellence, resilience, and unshakable hope. They tried to erase it, but we're here to remember. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep telling the stories history tried to hide.